What's going on, y'all? What's going on, man? We're back with another episode of Maybe I'm Trippin' and Man versus Maybe I'm Trippin'. Episode 10 for Maybe I'm Trippin'. Episode 4 for Man versus, man. How y'all doing, man?
Doing pretty good.
I'm not gonna lie,
man.
Not too hot. Not too hot.
Yeah, I'm capping.
Yeah, not too hot, man.
Just trying to maintain, man, in this crazy world. One day at a time. One day at a time.
We live, man. We live here, man. It's your boy King Don with Rio.
What's up, guys? What's up?
Asante Dev.
How y'all doing?
Devin Mann.
What's up, y'all? It's Man versus here.
Yeah, Man versus is in here. Smooth the GOAT.
What's going on, man?
Meat Man LaFleur.
I'm here.
And C Jeezy.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Yeah, man. So, man, we ain't even gonna do the Corona updates, man. Let's just get right to it, man. George Floyd. Another brother lost, 46 years old, May 25th, got caught or allegedly caught is paying in counterfeit $20 bills. 911 was called on him. 4 officers pursued him, apprehended him, beat him up, put him on the ground, and Officer Derek Chauvin, man, nails on his neck. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 8 minutes and 46 seconds. 7 minutes into it, he stops responding. George Floyd loses consciousness. A minute, he still continues to knee on his neck for a whole extra minute. Ambulance is there. Loses his life to cardiac arrest. Last words, please. I can't breathe. Calling out for his mother. Just a tragic way to go in Minneapolis, Minnesota. I just want to get everybody's thoughts just on the situation. First thoughts. What were you thinking when you first saw that video? How did it make you feel? Start with CJ. CJ, I've been seeing you post a lot about just, you always post a lot about Black Lives Matter causes and things of that nature. So I just wanted to get your point of view on how you felt about the situation.
Well, when I first heard about George Floyd, I didn't see the video or nothing. I was like, another black man killed due to police brutality. At first, I don't want to say I became desensitized to it because it's always happening. But at first, my emotions wasn't really there because I'm just like, again, when would this shit really end? Until I seen the video, and it just, I'm not gonna cap. I teared up a lot watching it. Because it's just 8 minutes and 46 seconds on this man's neck. He's telling you he can't breathe. Nobody should have to go through that kind of suffering, especially over something about it as a counterfeit $20 bill. They arguably say it wasn't even counterfeit, but it just shows that in America we can't, just for being black, we really can't do nothing. It just shows that how corrupt police can be, how they just to me, I feel like they just let anybody in, they just let anybody on the street up. Just make them a cop. And from them saying as well that apparently they work together, so it sounded more like, I guess, premeditated or whatnot. It was just even more crazy. And it rattled me. It rattled me a lot. It put anger in me that I ain't felt towards police in a while. It just, I had to sit and I just cut. That day I watched the video, I just sat in my room and just cut everything off. Just sat in silence and to my thoughts, just thinking, why it gotta be like this for us? We've never done anything to deserve any of this. We don't deserve to be killed by hands of a trigger happy, egotistical, power hungry cop. It's just we as black people, we gotta come together now more than ever. Defend ourselves in any way we can, love on each other. We never know when our last day is, is near. Just live the right way, live long and live the best way that you can.
Rio.
I couldn't even watch the whole video. Me initially seeing that, I was like, I can't watch this. Because if you watch all the other videos, I hate to say this, but I'm kind of desensitized. I'm used to us being killed so fast and it happening like this. In the blink of an eye, it's dang, that really just happened that fast. But this was a slower death. You watch this man go from life to, you know what I'm saying? You watch them die slowly. So it's tough to watch. I still haven't even fully watched the whole video. I've just only watched clips. I can't even watch the full video. I can't do that to myself. Yeah, man, it just make me not want to talk about it, not even want to see anything about it because it's all over the timeline, obviously. But yeah, it made me feel real terrible.
Smooth.
Man, my girl showed me the video. So, everybody know I'm law enforcement. I'm a sheriff deputy. So when I watched the video, I automatically knew. I'm like, he's nowhere near. He's not following protocol. He hasn't been. That's not what they teach you to do. So I'm watching the video. I'm seeing everything that's wrong with it, and it's blowing my mind. It struck me hard because like I done been in these situations before. Like I done had inmates spit on me, do all kind of shit to me. I ain't never just flip the script to the point like that. Like from what we've seen and what we know, all this they pulling this man over for like some counterfeit money.
Mm-hmm.
I'd have been spit on, man, and I wouldn't even done that shit.
Mm-hmm.
He murdered that man. You see so many instances where when the cop be like, well, I thought he had a gun, so you had to make that split second decision. Those situations are bad. I know, I get it, I understand it. But this is on a whole nother level. There was no split second decision. He for 8 minutes straight, he put his knee on that man's throat. Wasn't no split second. You knew what you was doing. In your mind. That whole 8 minutes, you never thought what I'm doing is wrong. That's why I feel like that was just blatant murder. It just struck me wrong, man. It put a very bad taste in my mouth, and like and I understand the complete blowout from it. Like shit, I understand why people acting a fool right now. Like look what people tired, and that's just how I feel on that, man. We got to get this shit together, man. All lives will never matter until Black Lives Matter first. Amen to that.
Devin Mann.
When I first saw it, it was a hard pill to swallow because internally I was kind of torn because like I didn't want to believe it, but at the same times you can't deny what your eyes are seeing. Like there's no way around it. And then the more I watched it, the more I was like, dang, dude, like and it wasn't even other black people telling them, hey, get off his neck. If you look at the video, it was white people. Mm-hmm. It was white people saying, yo, get off his neck, like arrest him, but get off his neck, like you're killing him. And the Asian dude is just, doing the typical police stand, just standing there, just, waving his hands and his glove.
Move out the way.
Yeah, just moving out the way or whatever. And like literally, to me, it's so hard for me to watch it because there's so many things wrong with it. Mm-hmm. Like the entire video is wrong. Like everything is wrong with it. Mm-hmm. And so like it was such a wake up call to me. And it kind of just made me just reevaluate kind of everything I really thought. Mm-hmm. Like a lot of things I really thought. And it just kind of, it was a real big eye opener because it's like, dang, like, he was saying earlier, like you can't do nothing in this country without. And then the $20 bill wasn't even counterfeit.
It wasn't even counterfeit.
It was a real bill. Mm-hmm. And then it hurt even worse when we found out that he knew the dude.
Yeah.
You killed someone that you work with for decades. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's really where it hit home for me. And it really made me think about it differently because like you murdered someone that you knew. It wasn't some random dude off the street. You knew this guy. And then the more videos that come out of the things happening, and it's just like, it really just kind of shakes me to my core. Mm-hmm. Because it's like, dang, like had he got off his neck, like literally had he got off his neck, not even 5 minutes earlier, but just 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? Like don't go the full 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Maybe, like if you just took your knee off his neck for 1 minute, dude would be alive, completely different story. All this probably wouldn't be happening. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But it's that racial bias that people got and people don't realize that they got it. And it's like, how do you feel about that? Like in somewhere like America, and like I said, it shook me to my core, and I really just don't know how to think or feel. Like Rio said, I'm kind of just desensitized to it. Kind of like I would just lay in my bed and just be like, dang, they did it again. Mm-hmm. And then we still got to go to work.
Still got to keep on living life like nothing happened.
We still got to pay bills. We still got to go to work. You gotta be strong for your girl. You gotta be strong for your mama. Your dad. He older. You got siblings and stuff, and we still gotta move like nothing's going on. Yeah, man. It shook me to my core.
Sante Deb.
I believe what we saw on that day was just a lot of people's true colors on a lot of different fronts. One of the biggest problems that I've seen, even something that I've dealt with, is just that racial bias and that prejudice and that assumption. You know what I'm saying? To where, like I said, the first issue is the $20 bill, how come they couldn't, figure out that it was real or not? You know what I'm saying? Like, why did you just assume that it wasn't real? I don't know what type of, I don't know what that process was, but if it was a real $20 bill, why were the police even called in the first place? So that first person that, initially did that, that's the first issue that I have. Like, I've always felt like if you're in the store or, in certain places, like you're just being watched extra hard just because of the color of your skin. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the first issue that I have. Then you have the police officer. And, hearing a lot of officers on the timeline and Smooth just now saying that's not even protocol to put your foot on someone's neck like that. You know what I'm saying? And then, we have other video of him getting beat up, but before he was ever put on the ground. Like, what I feel like what we just watched was like a mob hit. Like, this was like, you know what I'm saying? They might not be able to prove that it was planned, but this is almost like when they find out who it was, like a mob hit. Because a $20 bill should not go into all of this. Yeah. I don't even think all of this should be done to a violent criminal. Let me just say that. Even if it was a violent crime, like this man, we've seen people commit mass murder get treated better than this man got treated.
Get a burger.
Yeah.
Simply because of the color, the color of his skin. So when I'm looking at that, I don't have any other way to feel like, cause I've always played the devil's advocate. I've always been, let me see both sides of the story. There is no other side.
Yeah.
This was murder. Like this, it just is what it is. So where I'm at with it is officers to be tried for murder because I'm tired of officers being above the law and they're supposed to uphold the law. That's backwards, and that is a complete, failure of the system that's supposed to uphold. Because if you're going to uphold the law, you got to be held to those same standards. And they committed murder. Like it just is what it is. So when I saw it, I was angry. And I deal with that a lot. Like I see things like that, and that's my first emotion is just anger because it's just like take the badge off and do that. You know what I'm saying? Like you wouldn't do that without the badge. That's the only reason you're doing that because everyone else can't behave that way because they'll be tried, prosecuted, and put in jail or just killed on the spot. If if you look like me or anybody on this podcast right now, you'll just be killed. So I don't like when I see stuff like that because it's an abuse of power. And I'm just tired of it. Something needs to change. Police just can't keep behaving like this and just getting away with it. It's not right. Somebody has to do something.
With me, this situation it's hard and it's different than a lot of other Black Lives Matter situations that we've seen because not only do we see it on camera, but George Floyd died a very, very slow death. Like you watched it like 8 minutes, 46 seconds. Like you watch his last breaths for a long duration of time just go by. Pass. Like when I saw the video and I couldn't get through the whole video, I'll be lying if I said I watched the whole video. I just couldn't do it. Like I haven't felt like that since they released the Trayvon Martin 911 call. When you hear Trayvon screaming for help and you hear the gunshots and him crying and stuff like that until he passes away. It hurt me, man. It really did. Just seeing like it doesn't take all of that. Like you said, Dev, you see people like the Dylan Roof who killed all those people in the church. Got apprehended safely. They took him to Burger King. They fed him. And this dude,
They what? How long they fed him?
yeah, they took him to Burger King.
They took Dylan Roof to Burger King. And
He got a.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they took.
He got a burger and fries.
Yeah, they took him to Burger King on his way to while after they arrested him on the way to jail. And it's like this dude killed like what 7 to 10 people in a church.
Yeah.
And this man, and just the stuff they were saying in the video, like don't do drugs, kids, when George Floyd was saying he couldn't breathe and things like that. And it was just, it was unbelievable. Like you could tell they were trying to make an example of him. And it's sad that they saw the cameras, they heard the man say he couldn't breathe, but they associated with how they I really think it was personal. Like now that we know he knew him, like I really think it was personal. Like we're going to show like, this is how we think about you. And it's very unfortunate. Like I just really couldn't believe it. I love our response to it though, because we see these situations so much. We could have like, even though we are desensitized, I feel like most people are desensitized to it. The response was different. We could have let these 8 minutes and 46 seconds just go away in our memory in the next 2 weeks. But ever since this has happened, it's been continuous protest, continuous uproar, and I really think this situation, like his daughter said, is gonna change the world. So definitely. And
It's like the straw that broke the camel's back.
oh, definitely.
Facts.
sure.
Yeah, 100%.
Meat Man LaFleur, your thoughts?
When I initially watched the video, it started with him on his neck. So basically, I was like, okay, what is he doing? Is he fighting? Speaking to George Floyd, is he fighting back or is he resisting arrest? Then I hear George say, I'm done. I'm not fighting. Then I say, because at that time you only see one officer. I didn't even know it was two other officers that also was on him. So I'm looking at the one officer, the Asian officer, just standing there. Say, if somebody's fighting, then people on the sidewalk, they not a threat. The people that were recording, you need to help your officer if he needs some help. But he's just standing there worrying about the people recording. So then minutes go by. George, I mean, he's saying stuff, but he's slowly fading. So I'm thinking, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, literally, what the fuck are you doing? And he just still sitting there. Then he dies. Then after that happens, that's when you realize it was three officers on top of him. So it was absolutely no reason for him to just be kneeling on him for no reason. He was just sitting there. I mean, it wasn't like he was trying to handcuff him. He was already handcuffed. He was just literally sitting on his neck. Just literally sitting on his neck for no reason. And then the ambulance comes, and he's still sitting on his neck. So, I mean, I know it's a lot of hate towards officers, but it was a lot of officers also that I know that was sickening by the video. I mean, because that's not why you wear that badge. You take pride in that badge. Mm-hmm. And that's something he just didn't do. It's just real heartbreaking, honestly. I mean, because that could have been avoided easily. I mean, it's four officers there. The dude was already in the handcuffs. He's not resisting, and you just sit on his neck. You don't say anything. You just sit on his neck. I mean, it obviously you knew what you was doing, and it's just sad because sometimes officers wear that badge and that power goes to their head, and they just take advantage of it, which is sad.
And following up on that, Meet and Smooth, since y'all are the one with the law enforcement background, the first controversial thing after this happened was, why is it we have the video, we have all these witnesses, why is it taking so long to charge these officers with the crime of killing George Floyd? I wanted to see if y'all had any just expertise on that take of why that possibly could. I know it's a different state of everything, but
I'm gonna tell you what I think, what I feel it is, man.
Yeah.
In law enforcement, man, what it really boils down to, one, you want to have the facts. And then two, they want to protect their officers as long as they can. Now, if it eventually, like how this situation went, it's just backlash from it is just too much. So, like, I think they're gonna try to frown. But typically, you want to try to protect your officers. That's what they try to do. Because you gotta look at it like this: being a police officer is not an easy job, but you signed up for it, so that's what you got to deal with. You get what I'm saying? So, like, in them situations like that, ain't too many people willing to sign up and deal with it, especially if they see that every time an officer fuck up or something like that, they kill somebody and they sending them to prison. That's gonna discourage other people from wanting to be police officers. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, a lot of times what you see is, like, the reason a lot of people, they get like a little slap on the wrist when something like that happens. You got to protect them officers because, like, if you don't, then you won't have none. Give them your spin on it, Meat.
I think also too, in most cases when it be big like this, it's not the actual police department that the officer works for that does the investigation. It's a whole nother unit. Usually it's like
FBI,
we have GBI and stuff like that. So they coming in with no facts. So and when you build a case like that, you just can't rush and build a case, because we have seen in previous other cases people getting off, like OJ case, them rushing stuff and doing stuff wrong and people get off and go scot free.
Yeah.
That has a lot to do with it, which is that's what I'm saying. Because, like, say for instance, me or you or one of us, not me, but like one of y'all do a crime, we have to investigate it. Whatever jurisdiction you're in, that police department has to do the investigation. But when it comes to us, it's not that simple. Somebody else does the investigation. So that's why they don't go straight to jail, which they should, but that's the reason why they don't go straight to jail. Because a lot more, it's another jurisdiction. They just like us, who wasn't there. They seeing what everybody else seeing, but you got to think, they got to gather all the facts. What was he doing? What store was he in? They don't know any of that information, and they need that information. But once you go to trial and you have to present that to a judge, you need all them facts.
People what the thing is, people just mad, like, and I understand it, like, if like a regular motherfucker from around the way do the same shit, then in handcuffs 5-10 minutes later. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. And it just takes so long for officers to get convicted. If they get convicted, that's really just the outrage behind it. Like, people just feel like it's not fair, and that's what it really boils down to.
I was gonna ask y'all, because I'm sure y'all would know more than the average person. Is there a separate holding place? Like, let's say if you're an officer and you go to jail, is there a separate like officers? Okay. Yeah. So my question is, how come even if it's just a PR thing, how come they don't just apprehend the officers? You know, if it's on video and stuff like that, it's like, look, take a trip with us. We're gonna put y'all in this holding cells or whatever. We're gonna treat y'all good. You said what?
That falls back on what I said. It's a bad look. That's gonna piss every other officer off that's a part of that department, and that's gonna piss off people that may have been thinking about being an officer. It's gonna discourage people from wanting to do it.
Okay, but
you know what I'm saying? You gotta look out for your workers.
I feel what you're saying, but just for the sake of public safety, even for the officer's safety, come take a ride with us. We gonna put you.
I definitely get what you're saying.
You could put them. You could put them in a motel section. You could put them wherever. Just let the public know they've been apprehended.
And I don't think.
And let me clear something up too. I don't agree with all the stuff I'm telling you right now. Like how I feel like they operate like it's operate the system is. I'm not saying I agree with it. I'm just trying to shed light to a certain extent. It gets y'all to see, like, you know what I'm saying, to understand a little more. Okay. From my point of view, how what I take from it.
Does everybody think that original charge of a 3rd-degree murder was accurate?
It's bullshit.
Absolutely
It's bullshit.
Okay.
That's clear murder. That's clear murder.
That just lets you know. That just lets you know, though. I mean, they possibly found some more information that they haven't released yet. I mean, because involuntary manslaughter. I mean, he wasn't about to do no time with that. Just being honest. So I'm
involuntary. That's what I was going to ask. What 3rd degree means, like verbatim.
Yeah. Well, in that state, that's what it. Yeah. If in that state, if I'm not mistaken, that's what it meant, involuntary. So he wasn't really about to do any. He wasn't gonna get life. I tell you that much. He's gonna get life. Yeah. But I'm assuming they did some further investigation. They just made their arrest because that's all they had at that time. But they still investigate, even though if they arrest them, they probably found some more info. So that's
okay. I got a question. Okay, outside of like, do you think a civilian would have been charged with that? 3rd degree?
Nah, it was straight murder.
Yeah. Okay, that's what I was saying.
Just with the video alone.
That's what I was saying too. Trying to say
because it wouldn't have been no extent of investigation like it is now since it's a police officer. So they would have went by that video and that's all they would have needed, and it would have been a wrap.
Yeah, an interesting fact that I found out about this is the first white officer charged in for the death of a black civilian in the state of Minnesota history.
Ever?
Damn.
Yes, first.
Like since ever
first. Yeah, and I'm pretty sure.
I thought that was. I was like, man,
do
hard.
they have any numbers on how many white officers have killed black civilians? Do they have any figures on that?
I mean, if they're not, you can't really do stats on who killed because
it's not charged.
Yeah,
and Chauvin had a history.
He had a
deep history.
Yeah, and that's also an important fact too, because I mean, if you got a previous history of doing stuff outside of the law, then it's a wrap, man. Honestly.
Hey, this is my thing too. Haven't that guy had other accusations of like doing stuff like this, being, you know what I'm saying, being corrupt, brutalizing people and stuff?
He's had 18 complaints on his official record.
So this would be 19 or this would be 18?
I think it's officially be 18 now, I believe.
See, this is my thing. This is what happens when you don't address those offenses. If you're showing that you have a history of doing this, eventually you're gonna go overboard with it. You gotta goddamn check shit at the door. You can't keep letting that type of stuff slide. If an officer got multiple reports on him, that's up to that's what it falls back on the agency. Like the agency, they have to address that type of stuff, man. Can't sweep it under the rug. They sweep it under the rug 18, 19 times. The first couple times that shit happened, they should have, like I said, you gotta check that shit at the door.
And like, you know what the craziest part is? Like in any other job,
I was gonna say that.
I used to be a lifeguard, right? And right now I do like account management. In any other job, if you have like more than 3 or 4 complaints, they'll tell you this is your last warning. If you do anything again, you're gonna get fired.
I got 2 at Amazon. I was out the door.
That's what I'm saying. That's any other world.
But
that's any other world.
Hey, it's just you got to think though. It boils down to your color too, though. I mean, we get less chances. I'm sorry to say it, but
that's in general. But I think that's in general in regular workplaces. Like you only get so many warnings before you are let go.
And I feel like it's kind of crazy though, as like officers, they should be held to like a way higher standard than just like a regular 9 to 5 or 10 to 4, whatever you work. Like, am I tripping on thinking that? Because you're someone who involuntarily, like I pay my taxes, pay your salary,
and it's a higher responsibility in general.
Like you are in charge of if it's 4 o'clock at night and someone breaks into my house, I mean, I know they say you should keep a gun on you, but the first thing I'm doing is calling the cops. That's the first thing I'm doing. Then I'm gonna try to protect myself. Like, I'm paying your salary in order to protect my life, and you took an oath to uphold the Constitution and to make sure that I can have my First Amendment rights, my Second Amendment rights, and so on, right? And you telling me that you're gonna take away my pursuit of happiness?
Just take it away, rip it.
To rip it away,
Rip it away.
for 8 minutes and 40 plus seconds.
That's not even a rip. Like, that's slowly.
That's
like,
a slow.
That's methodical. That's
and-
why, like,
I'm sorry, I don't think people realize, like, so as a lifeguard, we used to do like a lot of breathing exercises and a lot of breathing drills and workout drills with holding your breath. I don't think people know what it really feels like to slowly choke to death.
Yeah.
Like, you got that. That's that's torture. They don't do that in the military. It is illegal to do that to torture someone.
like waterboarding and stuff. They made
And
it illegal
waterboarding, that's illegal. And we seen a dude do it on live camera.
to a civilian.
And and I know y'all were saying earlier, they do a private investigation, they bring in other people, but I feel like some things are just some things, and you see it on camera.
So like, evidence
dog,
you need.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like with what we seen on camera, and for the first autopsy to be like he didn't die from
he died from other causes. It's like,
yeah.
And see, and hold on, let me speak on that. And still, that's bullshit because you aggravated. If that was the case, you aggravated those other causes by
Yeah.
putting your fucking knee in his throat.
Yeah.
Like they, I ain't gonna lie, they were going through all the goddamn hoops trying to make sure they goddamn protect this guy, man, this officer, whatever his fucking name is.
I'm gonna say this: anytime somebody died, which is not like a gunshot wound, that's what they gonna say. They'll say because of heart failure. Basically, every time, that's what they gonna say.
That's bullcrap, man.
Yeah,
If you cut off
Even though-
circulation
even-
for 8 minutes, bro.
Yeah, even if other stuff come in fact, if they didn't get shot or something like that, that's what they gonna say every time.
That's bull, man.
Yeah, and then they try to
Yeah.
pull out that he had corona and all this and all that.
Damn, they pulled a Corona card.
Yeah,
You know what I feel like?
Man.
I feel like they're trying to say black men unhealthy. That's what I feel like they're trying to pull that card. Like,
Well, it's the same card they pull every time. They try to pull some other card to argue against, the black man, or try to bring up dirt on him.
yeah.
Try to find anything they can to protect the officer.
Yeah.
The media always twist it one way to make the cop
But-
seem like the victim.
But I think that's what unique about this situation. Like you can't really argue this
You can't
situation.
at all.
it's
There's
And I
nothing
think
to
that's
argue.
why.
it's nothing to
Yeah, that's
argue.
what I'm saying. And I think that's why there's a lot of people been putting input in on this situation, not like any other situation we done had, because you physically saw this man die, and it's no argument. It don't matter. It really doesn't matter what he did before he got in handcuffs.
At all.
Because once he
Zilch.
Once
he
the
said he's
handcuffs
done,
go on,
and he's not resisting anymore, it's a wrap. So it really like you can't. I mean, that's 8 minutes. 8 minutes is a long fucking time.
That's
Facts.
one of the main
A
things you
long
get
time.
taught in the academy. In the academy, the moment you get them handcuffs on, the fight is over. He could still be kicking and acting a fool, but you better calm your ass down. The moment you slap them cuffs on, and
It's
so
over.
for there to be how many officers it was dealing with him, like four.
Four.
Yeah.
It's four of you. One of him, he's cuffed. It's no excuse.
And you know what the
If you
saddest part?
if you that scary and you that pussy, you do not need to be an officer.
Mm-hmm.
And you know the saddest part is I saw the mug shots. One dude was black.
Yep. The guys.
The light skin. He's light skinned. That don't deny his blackness, but he's black.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That hurt.
Right.
You mean to, and like it's crazy because I would have thought that you would put skin color over like before that. Like what happens. Like,
Every brother ain't a brother, man.
For sure.
all skin folk and kin folk.
For sure. And my whole thing is like
It's
you got him cuffed and you're next to your vehicle. Okay, if you need to get him apprehended or whatever, put him in the fucking vehicle.
And then you have 4 people.
Put him in the fucking vehicle.
4 people. He's laying down. What are y'all waiting on?
No, that's the crazy part.
You know what I'm saying? That comes back to my first initial thought. Like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yeah, what are y'all
And
waiting
just
on?
that stuff.
No,
and
Like,
I was
like the
saying- I was
first few
saying that-
seconds of the video when my girl, I said like this is all wrong. Like I'm saying that the
Yeah.
first few seconds of the video.
It's all wrong.
Did y'all see the second and third video that was released?
That's why I was saying there's another shot where
So the second video that was
Yeah,
released,
when he's walking.
they arrested him, and he was chilling.
Yeah.
He walked to the wall,
That's what.
had his hand behind his back. They put him in the car. They drive off, right? And then the third video that came, you see them open the door and start beating the shit out of him. And then there's like a literal 2-minute gap between them beating the shit out of him and then him being on the ground. So we don't know what happened between then. Maybe the police department knows. I don't know. But between those 2 minutes, what could have happened from them driving and beating the shit out of him to him on his way to his death? And this all happened within 15 minutes.
It don't matter what happened. Like, he could have been acting a fucking fool in the back seat.
Yeah.
He could have been
really
in person kicking. That none of that justifies what they did. What they did to him with the knee and all that. None of that justifies that. Like, I'm talking like I done seen all type of shit, bro. Like I said, I've had pissed on them. I've been spit on. Even in those situations, I'm not about to put my knee on another man's throat for fucking 8 minutes and blatantly kill him.
For sure.
Yeah, that's like I was saying. I mean, I don't care what he did before. I can care less. It doesn't matter. He was in handcuffs. He wasn't resisting.
Yeah,
the fight is over.
Definitely.
Okay, y'all, all three. I still don't know what the other two officers was doing by his legs. That's the only thing I don't know. I don't know if y'all know what they were doing, but I have no idea what they were doing.
I'm telling you what they were trying to do. What I took from it. They were probably trying to control his legs and stuff. You know, like typically when you get somebody down, like I know inside the jail what we do in those type of situations. Like I'll be like, you get that leg, you get that leg. I get this arm, you get that arm. You watch his head. You want to try to control all his limbs and stuff. So that's what I'm assuming they were doing. But one of them should have looked over to their left and be like, yo, you fucking tripping right now. Get your knee off his fucking throat. Put him on his side so he can fucking breathe.
For sure.
Definitely. I wanted to ask you and Smooth, like I know I have a lot of law enforcement questions. Do they film inside of the vehicle? Do they have cameras for inside of the vehicle? Like to where you can see what George and them might have been doing inside of the vehicle?
Meat, did you have video inside your vehicle?
I mean, yeah, it's cameras.
I know you have like one on the dash.
Yeah,
that's on the outside, though.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, it's been a minute since I've been in patrol car. It is cameras that you can switch. So yeah, it's cameras so you can see what they're doing behind you. It is cameras. Yeah, it should be cameras back there to see.
But like I said, it don't matter what he was doing in the back seat, man. That don't justify what they did. The escalation of force that they took it to, hell, that ain't even the type of force that they teach you. Don't nobody teach you to put your knee in nobody's throat. Don't nobody teach you to do that in no academy.
Yeah, for sure.
He took that upon himself. That was his own hate inside of him that compelled him to do that.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Yeah, I really like how the governor, Minnesota, I don't know his exact name, so forgive me, but the governor and he said after talking to Jay-Z, which I thought was interesting, he had to talk to Jay-Z.
Yeah, he had to give a shout out.
Yeah. He said after talking to Jay-Z, he appointed Keith Ellison, the Minnesota Attorney General, who's really for the people. If you don't know his work, please look him up. To be like the lead on this case, like to work on this case. So I thought that was real important. And that's the one who upgraded the charges to second degree and charged all the other officers. So
that was good.
Major move, but let's talk about what happened. Like, just
hold on. They ain't gonna. So Jay-Z had a helping hand in that, huh?
Yeah,
Jay-Z always has a
They ain't talked. To. Hey, y'all, that nigga was ready to crucify him for the NFL shit. They ain't spoke on this yet.
Oh yeah, man.
I
was surprised not a lot of people talked about it because the governor made it well known.
Yeah, he made it well known
in his speech, but it didn't really trend like that. Yeah. But But I did want to talk about what happened after and what's really still going on now. We have the protest. We have Devin Mann here who led a peaceful protest in Kennesaw / Cobb County.
Congrats, man.
Congrats on that, man.
Thank you.
Hey, that's major, man. Salute, brother.
Yeah, man. The protest, it was kind of spurred the moment, but it was also kind of planned out. Because I would have joined anyone's protest that I thought was peaceful and gonna make a statement. And like, hey man, if you want, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel. You feel me? Like if you in Minneapolis or if you in Cali or New York or whatever, I'm not gonna tell you how to feel about you're the police department because that's y'all's ball game. If y'all want to riot and loot, that's on y'all. Do what you need to do to get your message across. But in Atlanta, I felt like it wasn't right. You know what I'm saying? Like Atlanta, first off, we got a black mayor. A lot of police officers, a law enforcement in Atlanta are black. A lot of businesses in Atlanta are black. A lot of employees in Atlanta are black. to me, it didn't make no sense that we woke up and there were people on Instagram, people that I follow on Instagram saying, dang, my store was looted, X, Y, and Z. They took everything. Like, did you see the 2 black women jewelry business?
Yeah, I saw that.
They took their entire thing. And people were saying, well, they're insured, it's okay. Man, insurance is terrible, dog. They will go against you for months in order for you to get your stuff back and money back. So I was like, dang, bro, there's gotta be a better way.
Yeah.
And so someone had said, man, y'all better not march in Cobb County. If y'all do that, they gonna shoot us. And I was like, maybe we need to march in Cobb County.
Yeah.
You know, like, I feel like we should march in the racist places. Like, Atlanta's not that bad. Yeah, Atlanta's got its issues.
Yeah.
But Kennesaw, Marietta, Ackworth, like,
Yeah, that's
we see Confederate, we have a Confederate mountain.
Yeah.
yeah.
So I was like, man, we need to
Monuments.
Monuments, bruh.
To the Confederacy.
And so I was like, maybe we need to do a protest in Kennesaw. And so I figured, why not just do it here? And so I called up my boy Himia, like literally 2 nights before, and we were talking about it. He was like, yeah, man, let's do it. And we set a time and a location. I found the path that I wanted to walk. It was about 3 miles from Kennesaw State, the Green, to downtown Kennesaw. And so, and we also have a racist store in Kennesaw called Wild Man's.
Yeah.
Yeah, I seen that.
And so we were like, we were gonna march to it because Wild Man's is about that life. Like, he do keep a shotgun on him at all times and stuff.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's march close to it, but not to it exactly. So then, literally, all I was looking for is 100 people. We agreed, like, if we get 100 people, that'd be perfect.
Yes, we'll success.
Literally, like, that's all I was thinking. Even I wasn't even planning on 100. I was really planning on like 80 because I knew like 10 to 15 of my boys were coming. So I was like, okay, I got 10 to 15. I was like, maybe they'll bring some friends. I was like, okay, cool, good at 80. Bro, when I pulled up, it was like 100 people there already. And people were pulling in and I was pulling in. And lo and behold, like 500 plus people came out. And crazy part is
big, bro. That's big.
Yeah, and the crazy part is the cops actually helped us. And we had a black lady. She was almost crying. I don't want to say her name because I don't want to get in trouble. But she was almost crying with me because she wanted to march with us because she knew it was wrong. And she told her whole police department and she didn't care how they felt. And I was like, dang, man, maybe what I did was the right move. So what I think that we should do in Georgia is march on these racist places consistently over time. Because you do anything in life, right? You don't do it once and it's done.
Yeah, for sure.
Right?
You gotta continue to work.
Exactly. Consistency over time breeds results.
Definitely.
So me personally, I'm not going to stop marching anytime soon until these, at least bare minimum, I'm talking about bare minimum, these recent cases are solved. Ahmaud, Breonna, George, until they're literally like they just reopened Breonna's case.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that was big ups.
That's big.
And I felt like she got it the worst.
Yeah.
Because you shot in your sleep. You don't even know that you died.
Yeah.
You get shot in your sleep. You don't even know that you
And
died.
the person you're looking for already
is
arrested.
already arrested.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's bad communication. And regardless if it was intentional or not, those offers need to do time.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, I'm sorry, sure, maybe you didn't mean it, and maybe you weren't racist. I don't know, but you need to do time.
It's incompetence at that point.
It's incompetence.
So you got to do time for that.
You
too.
got to
just.
and I think the biggest issue that people have with cops is that you can be a good cop, but if you don't speak out about it,
What are you really doing?
you're a bad cop.
You're a bad cop.
Just as bad. Yep.
Because you allowing it. Prayers for her boyfriend too, because he got into a shootout. He got into a shootout with her, and he was charged, but the judge let him go, and he is catching a lot of backlash. Like, officers did not want him to be released at all. FBI agents did not want him.
But
to
he
be
didn't
released.
do anything wrong legally because he couldn't see anything and he didn't know anything.
Exactly.
So legally, I had the right to stand my ground, and I had the right to bear arms. So if you bust
came into
into
my house.
And
if you come on
everything's
my
licensed.
if you come on my private property and I have my Second Amendment rights, I'm going to defend myself regardless of who you are.
I just thank God that he's not dead because you
yeah,
know how
amen.
that goes. You know.
Well, and to another side of the protest, the original protest, Rio, we was chilling, and you was like you was gonna go check out the protest with Bev and whatnot. What was that experience like?
It was a crazy experience. You go down there and see Atlanta APD cars smashed up. The CNN Center is all tagged up. If I'm correct, I didn't get there until the aftermath, but it was all broken. You see the people fixing on the glass. They're breaking the rest of the glass because all the glass is shattered up. And even when I was there, it had police lined up across in the front, and someone threw a bottle and it almost hit one of the police officers. Oh shit! Like it hit at his feet, and he was like, "All right now," and I was like, "Oh, it's still going on. It's still kind of active out here."
Yeah.
And just throughout that night, you can tell it was gonna get worse, and it got worse, and it got worse. As far as everything went on for the rest of that night. When we got there, we saw people leaving, and you can hear people saying, "Oh, let's go to Lennox." They said everybody's going to Lennox. Let's go to Lennox. And as you can see, the AT&T store at Lennox got hit.
Negroes.
Lennox Gucci at Lennox got hit. Target got hit in Buckhead. Icebox got hit.
Hold on. Tell me how y'all feel about that.
You know what I'm saying? How do y'all, that's my question too. How do y'all feel about the riots? Because I feel like rioting and protesting is two different things.
Let them get their shit off.
This is how I feel. What we've been through these past couple of months and couple of weeks, and what we've been through these past couple of years, not to even mention the years going back from oppression, coming from oppression. I'm not in position to say what you should do. Mm-hmm. I'm not in position to say you should riot. I'm not in a position. If you want to riot, hey man, that's you. If you want to peacefully protest, such as like Dev, and put it together, I'm all for it. But I'm not in position to tell you what to do. You can't tell people how to express their anger. You can't tell people how to. People are upset. People are angry. If that's what they're gonna do, and I understand, black businesses being looted, black businesses being torn down, but I mean, you can't.
It's not a life being took. So.
Definitely.
I feel like it's just a point being made. And as you can see in some of those looting areas, it wasn't all black people. It was some Antifa, some white people just trying to stick.
White people.
Yeah, just white people trying to stick up for black people. White people not knowing that we're trying to peacefully protest in certain areas. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I'm all for whatever they want to do. I can't. Yeah. And I'm not going to sit there and tell you to influence. I'm not going to influence either or.
You basically saying you ain't got all the answers.
Yeah, I don't have all the answers. So I don't know what's right. I know peaceful protest is right, but I know we've done peaceful protests. Facts. And we still getting killed out here. Yeah. So I'm all for
this is my take. This is how I feel about it to a certain extent. I'm just let you in on how I'm looking at it. I feel like it's cause and effect. I understand why people around the world are acting out the way they are. I mean, people, they just want to be heard. And sometimes you got to make a little noise to get your point across. Yeah. Are there people out there that's like definitely like that's taking this and using it as to their advantage to steal whatever they want? Sure. It's always going to be that those type of people out there. But at the end of the day, it's cause and effect. None of this would be happening if there was equality across the board. So the little shit that they stealing or they tearing up, it don't equate to a life being took. Like what happened to George. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So like I'm like Grit said, I'm not saying what's right. I'm not saying what's wrong. I'm just saying I understand.
Man, I like what y'all said, man. Because I was kind of thinking about it as a different way, like for us to ride. Because I feel like it wasn't no specific target. I mean, I feel like if you go ride, okay, I mean, they would have hit some like white-owned businesses, like number white-owned business. I would feel like I've been like, hey, it is what it is. But I feel like since a lot more black business was getting hit, I feel like it was kind of taken away from the whole issue that was going on. That was my take on it.
Yeah, that's understandable.
But yeah, that's how I felt about the situation. But I appreciate y'all saying what y'all saying though, because it gave me a different perspective to think.
For sure. So piggyback off what Meeta's saying, I kind of agree. If you're gonna loot, if you're gonna riot, you're gonna need to be strategic. So you gotta do some research, figure out what you're gonna hit, and why. You know what I'm saying? Just destruction all over the place. Like I guess that's just the emotion coming out. But if they're gonna try to continue to riot, I would like to see riots with a purpose. Like we're gonna hit this.
I believe that's what Killer Mike was trying to say. I think.
Yeah. Just
it was just he was on live TV, so we couldn't really talk how we wanted to talk. Probably.
Oh yeah. On live TV. Definitely said it on TV, but it was very vague.
Yeah, it's very vague.
And if you didn't catch it and understand it, you weren't.
And I feel like it's back to the MLK times and versus Malcolm X. It's kind of like. I think a lot of Martin Luther King's effectiveness is because they saw the alternative. It's okay. We don't want the alternative. So let's try to reason with the people that are being reasonable. So maybe this is what needs to happen. Maybe we need some people that's out there fucking shit up to the point where it's like, all right, we don't want that. So let's try to do what we've been trying to do and get laws changed and stuff like that. Maybe this is what needs to happen. Cause
you know one thing that I be kind of scared about as far as that though. Like I really just don't want to see too many more people get hurt. I know y'all see how these folks getting fucked up out here now. Like
it's not only black people getting hurt now. It's everybody's getting hurt.
It's white men.
Yeah, I'm talking about people are getting fucked up. Like, didn't a pregnant woman get killed, ran over or something?
No, she didn't die. She lost her baby.
She got hit with a rubber bullet.
Yeah. She lost her kid.
But the baby, she lost the baby.
Yeah, she lost the baby.
See, that's the one thing that's constantly in my mind. And I know if I guess a lot of people looking at it like it's war, and there's always going to be casualties of war. It's just I just hate to see it though, man.
And a lot of people can't even tell the difference between regular people just driving or leaving or walking somewhere and a protester. It's people. It's regular people doing regular things, going home, going somewhere,
just getting
and they're getting tear gas shot at them. They're getting shot by rubber bullets. Like you don't know. Like they can't differentiate between the two.
See, this is what I'm gonna say about the protests versus the riots. I think there needs to be a good balance of both. Like personally, I'm a pacifist. I don't believe in fighting, stealing, killing, none of that stuff. But that's just me though. I can't tell other grown men or other grown women how to be human beings or how to feel.
Yeah.
But personally, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. But I do think a good mixture of it could breed results, because it could be like, hey, bruh, if you like, I bet you those cops right now who are in jail, those 4 cops, are thinking about it back in their mind right now. It's like, dang, we should have not have done that.
We set it off.
We should not have, because like now, like the precincts in up there, they got burnt down in the same city. They literally got like 3 precincts got burnt down or something like that.
Hey, I got a question about that. Do y'all think some black people burnt that precinct down?
I think it was both.
You know,
I think it was a combination of both.
I don't think it was a combination of both. I think that at the start of these protests, they were trying to do whatever it took to get the protest to stop, or to get enough force to be taken to stamp the protest out. Because if you saw, a lot of people were behind the scenes, spying on the people that were actually setting the fires, and a lot of them came out to be actual undercover cops. So I think they were trying to do anything they could to spin the narrative, and make it look like they're doing crazy shit.
Didn't they say that? If I may be wrong, but didn't they say they didn't have like footage of who did it, who set the precinct
I'm
on
not
fire?
Sure about
they
that.
did. I think they don't have no footage of it.
I wonder why that is.
What police department, what precinct ain't finna have cameras and shit set up out there? With, you know what I'm saying? Where they can see what's going on their facility.
Sure.
That's why. That's what made me think it's some trickery going on in there somewhere.
Oh, 100%.
For sure.
100%.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think it needs to be a good balance between both. Like I think, because people think that solutions are like a one-way street. MLK realized you can't be 100% peaceful. Malcolm X, that people don't realize is towards the end of, before he died and got murdered, Malcolm X was actually moving more peaceful.
They start seeing each other's views.
Yeah, because Malcolm X realized, dang, we can't just kill everybody. Yeah, we can't just
and it just can't be all black. We're gonna need white people on the side.
Just imagine if those two would have been able to come on that.
And MLK,
common ground.
MLK,
that would have been.
If
they would have made it to that sweet spot, that common ground, both of them, that would have been a 2-headed monster. They wouldn't have been able to stop us.
I think that's why they died though, because like,
oh, that's definitely why they died. They were assassinated.
Because you gotta realize though, MLK didn't die when he was being peaceful. He didn't die when he was being all like, let's hold hands with the little white boys and the little white girls. Like he died when he got that peace, and they was like, yo, we might gotta do this thing.
And when he started speaking out about Vietnam and the injustices
and reparations,
and then people don't know it. Malcolm X died when he started speaking about, well, maybe we might need to be a little inclusive. And that's when he died. And because people realize, like, dang, because like it's easy to say, oh, this person's extreme, you can ignore it. But when someone's thinking rational, it's like, whoa, I don't. And then we start thinking rational, it's like, yo, he's making sense, we might gotta do something. Next thing you know, boom, he got shot. You mean to tell me that this dude's been not speaking on Malcolm X, you mean to tell me that MLK's been in the South speaking for almost 10-20 years and ain't no one killed him yet? But as soon as you start saying some rational stuff,
and when he wants to run for president,
right, and he dies, you mean one of the most viewed speeches in the world, he didn't get shot at, but then later he dies when he starts, man, I gotta get that piece on this. Come on, bro. And I think that's what we gotta do nowadays. But then also our biggest fault nowadays is we riot or we protest for a month and then we stop.
You gotta be continuous.
You gotta
the
be
fire gotta keep burning.
You gotta keep going.
And then just unity in general. I think we're
super unified right now.
We gotta stay unified.
We gotta stay unified
because we can become divided easily over the.
You want me to tell you what I think is finna happen?
What?
They finna goddamn throw that basketball, that football.
Oh yeah,
all
the
that finna come back
distractions.
on TV.
Yeah.
All the goddamn booty clubs y'all love so much. All that shit doors is open.
You know what's crazy?
Those been open now.
I think we're better than that.
Yeah.
I think we can, especially what the NFL players just released today. Did y'all see that video?
Oh no.
I saw
Oh
that.
man,
sure.
it was like all the major, like the major black NFL players,
all pro players.
talking about, hey y'all, if the NFL doesn't deny this, I don't think they're gonna play. Like it was like a minute and a half video, and it had like Odell, it had
I saw
Ezekiel.
Tyrann Mathieu in there.
Yeah, it had
Saquon.
Ezekiel in it. It had literally all the major black players saying
Michael
y'all need
Thomas,
to-
I think.
Yeah, literally. So I think I did think that at first, but now that I saw that video, I don't think black people would stop because I don't think the black athletes are going to stop.
Yeah, I mean, you forget while all this is going on. This is going on mid-pandemic.
And that's
Corona did not go away.
It didn't go away.
It's still out here.
And this
Still
is
in the midst.
And this is like nobody. I haven't heard the Corona report
It'll be here.
since
And
this.
then
I've seen reports of spikes.
and you know what's crazy? They want to say that
Talking about
unemployment.
Ebola, they tried to say Ebola. One of them damn. What
yeah,
it
for
is?
like a new
One
strain
them.
of Ebola. Yeah,
They
Yeah,
try
I'm
to
like,
say
man, yeah, I bet they're real convenient.
they try to say that unemployment came back down to 13.3%, which is a lie.
yeah.
Yeah.
What
It's a
down
lot.
from what 40?
It was 40. You know what really happened? It's no more money, so people can't file for it. So on paper, it looks like unemployment's back down, but it's not. People still not working. There's still literally whole states like New York is still literally shut down. You know how I know New York is still shut down? Because my brother's still living with me. Because New York is shut down.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
And in California, it's shut down also.
I'm about to say, yeah, Trump said that. He just tried to say it on the sly. But the major big states are still closed down, and they haven't turned their numbers in. So that's a big part of it. Yeah.
But y'all, I think we probably got a perfect storm too, because even though a lot of people, I think the reason a lot of people end up not being able to protest as hard is because you have responsibilities. You got to go to work. You got to, provide for your family or whatever.
Yes, sir.
Right. People are so fucked up right now. They ain't got nothing to lose. So people really just got time on their hands to be outside
Yeah,
all day.
I was just gonna say something about that.
that's
Just think about this. It's gonna sound crazy. God bless everybody that lost their life in the process. But that Corona shit was right on time. Because if it was not for that,
We wouldn't be
this shit
able
was
to.
like how y'all said. All y'all said y'all was desensitized to that shit, to police brutality. That shit would have it would just been another day at the office. Life would have kept on going.
Sure.
Yeah.
But with the way the world is right now, the world is still right now. You have no choice but to watch. You have no choice but to feel.
Yeah,
You
it's
have
all
no choice
media.
but to act.
It's all on media. It's all on media. You see it every day. Nobody is working. We see it on TV, and of course, emotions get high and run high. And then you got to think about the many deaths that happen in the forthcoming months. We see the Ahmaud Arbery. Everybody's upset about that.
Yeah.
And then Breonna Taylor, Sean. What's the last name? Sean. Cannot think of his last name. The one that was shot on camera.
Oh, Sean Reed.
Sean Reed. Oh, you think about Sean Reed.
Damn, we need CJ.
It came all together in fruition, and everybody's at home, no entertainment. Everybody's locked up. Of course, everybody's gonna be upset.
Yeah.
Nah, I was just saying, I hear what y'all saying, but I think this incident that happened with George Floyd, I think it opened up people's eyes more of how bad it is.
Yeah,
just
facts.
because of the simple fact, the video, I mean, because the video is just so gruesome. I mean, you can't argue the video. I mean, I'm not saying all this other stuff that done happened in the past. It still was always question of what actually happened. And then with this video, is no question. Like you can't fucking fight it unless you just are pure racist, basically. I mean, you can't say he didn't do this by accident. There's no argument. So I feel that why this incident with Floyd is just bigger than all the other incidents. Not saying like every death is more, his death is more, it means more.
Yeah,
I just feel
yeah.
like just the video alone and everything that we have seen in this video, it shines light more than any other video that we done seen in the past.
And I think the protests, I feel like both sides of it, the more violent, more riot type protests, and then the actual peaceful protests are all needed. I think that's the good first step in the right direction for us getting what we want in the black community. But I think next we need those faces. We need those
Leaders.
Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, Huey Newton, Marcus Garvey's, Nat Turner's. We need that face who's willing to stamp their face on the movement, getting us, the Black Lives Matter movement, who's going to be that face for us that's going to also be willing to die, because all of them,
because
that's the sacrifice.
Yeah. You think about Ferguson, a lot of them have been killed.
That's the sacrifice that you need to get there. Who's going to be that face?
And I think another good point is to argue protests and rioting and looting is that when Cap originally took that knee, who might have had got that advice from a vet, from someone who was like, he's like, man, you can do it. It's your First Amendment right. They said they can't do that. It's like, okay, bet we can't do that. So then when people protested for Sandra Bland, they said we can't do that because we don't know what happened. Ain't got no cameras. Okay, we can't do that. So now recently we start rioting. Oh, you guys can't do that. You can't. It's wrong. You can't do that. But okay. So what I've been seeing lately, a lot of places, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, is, you know, people are arguing with the All Lives Matter people. It's like, okay, bet. We can't protest. We can't kneel. We can't riot. What can we do? Literally, the answer is, I don't know. So if you don't know the answer is, then I'm going to do what I want to do until you give me one.
Yeah.
Like, because now you have no defense. I've done every possible form of expression I can do in America, and you say I can't do any of them. So if I can't do any of them, I'm going to do all of them. Because either way, I'm wrong. No matter what I do, I'm nice, I'm wrong. I steal, I'm wrong. I kneel, I'm wrong.
Yeah. And also, I think that people are appreciating the peaceful protests more now. They're appreciating Cap now. I've seen a lot of people with their foot in their mouth. You know,
Roger Goodell even came out today. Out of all people,
to say they appreciated Kaepernick peacefully protesting, because now you're seeing what can really happen and be violent and riot.
Because you can see, like, when you corner an animal and it has nowhere to go, it's gonna lash out.
Yep.
Right.
Facts.
So now that
That's
we've
facts,
gotten,
boy.
and not saying black people are animals, but you guys put black people in the corner. Like, we have literally nothing else to do. Like there's nothing that we can do that's gonna make y'all happy. So now that we've gone to the extreme, y'all gonna want us to dial it back. And I think we should keep it up. Like, for like, people think, like, I don't think people understand, bro. You can't just do this for 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. You got, bro. Can you imagine a summer long full of marches and riots? Something is gonna give.
Bro, you're right, bro.
Something is gonna give.
Until you give the black community justice, you won't get no peace. That's what it boiled down.
And it really has to be that, because I think that white people have the privilege of just being able to go home, you know, to whatever life they live. Even if they're wealthy, they still have just a better sense of peace and just.
It's a different world.
It's a different world. Anytime when I was younger, I was on a swim team, so I would be around some white families and some white communities, because that's what we would have to go to do our swim meet, and just to hear what they talk about, the things that they consider an issue, the things that they consider problems, like which country are we gonna go to? Like, this girl was mad because she was gonna go to France instead of Germany. She's like, I've already been to France, so I don't want to go to France again. I'm just listening, like, I'm gonna be home this summer. Like, I'm not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? Just the things that they think about. You have to disrupt that and let them see, you know what I'm saying, what's going on.
And it's even crazier because even nowadays, right? Like, almost every black person I know, literally, and I say literally, almost every black person I know in some type of form is talking about it. Either we texting about it, we calling about it. I mean, we doing this podcast. It's on Instagram. It's on Twitter. It's on It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. It's on everywhere, right? There are literally white friends that I've known since I was 10 years old posting, talking about selfie time. I literally, and there's some, don't get me wrong, there's some white friends who I got who are cool, and they literally talking about it. Like, they're trying to, you know,
for sure,
protest the way they can without upsetting anyone. But there are some white friends who I'm looking at now, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know. Because it's like, how can you not know?
How can you ignore this?
How can you ignore this? And you got to put them on front hold and let them know, I see you. I see you. You are not addressing the issue, and I see you ignoring and not addressing the issue.
Yeah, you're not being my friend.
And that's what I want to say, because I got a diverse family. I've been seeing a lot of white people on my timeline putting their comments in about the situation. People, they don't never say anything and making comments. So that's why I do think, like, this incident it's gonna turn out good. I'm not saying we will never stop racism, but I think this incident will change the world. I really do think that.
Yeah, and people also gotta realize too, this is not an overnight solution.
Facts.
Like, this is not we can get this done in a year. I'm really doing this so that my kids don't have to go through what I'm going through.
Our grandkids, our kids and our grandkids, because most of us are at least 10 years away from having a kid, right? Like, a lot of us are. Yeah, you know, Meat has kids.
Yeah,
he has kids. So his kids. or going through this right now. Like,
literally.
So,
and I think people really do need to realize that, because at the protest that I did, one girl gave a little speech and said when she was a kid, she would have never thought that this many black people could gather in Kennesaw, and that's a decade. So imagine if we can be consistent for another decade, how far we will get.
That kind of leads me into my next question, just to everybody. What do you think is next? Like, do y'all foresee the officers actually getting convicted and going to jail?
I'm scared.
Do you think, like, what do you see next out of this George Floyd situation?
I see. This is what I think. I hope and I pray that the officer that had the knee on the guy's throat gets the fucking chair. I hope they go all the way with it. But them other officers, I think what's gonna happen with them, they're gonna get a slap on the wrist, man. They're not going down for murder. I can tell you that now. I doubt they do any time, honestly. If they do, it ain't gonna be nothing serious.
I'm gonna say this: it's gonna be interesting because I heard, like, far as the Minneapolis Police Department, they allow chokeholds in their policy.
That ain't a chokehold.
It's considered a chokehold.
Yeah,
a knee to the throat, they consider it a chokehold.
And I would like to point out that today Minnesota did ban all chokeholds for police officers today. They officially did that. So
yeah, that they had that in their policy. So it's gonna be interesting because legally,
well, you just started some shit with that one, me.
Yes, because legally they couldn't even fire him. Legally, he legally can sue them for firing him. So it's gonna get interesting, man.
But it was excessive though. So I wonder if
8 minutes,
because it was definitely excessive.
Oh, for sure.
And then he was cuffed. So what we go around putting people in chokeholds when they handcuffed now? That's what we do? Nah, that ain't what we do.
And
I think he definitely deserved life. My bad, Mark. Go ahead.
For me, bro, I'm nervous about what's gonna happen next. It can go really good. It can go really bad. If we feel like, if our people or our community feel like we don't get the results that we need, I feel like we're gonna tear this bitch up.
Like,
that's what I was. Hey, if he get away with this shit, imagine the LA riots around the whole motherfucking world.
That's what I'm thinking.
Picture
like,
that,
man. It's scary. It's a scary thought. I'm thinking, like, man, I don't know. Like, I've already took steps to get my conceal and carry. Like, and I advise the same thing for any of my community. Like, we got to protect ourselves. And I'm letting you know, like, it can get ugly if this doesn't go right. So I can't even tell you what's next. I'm hoping for the best, but I'm preparing for the worst.
I think that they have no choice now because they've seen what is happening already. And this is like half of the population kind of being peaceful and maybe another portion of the population just wanting to tear shit up. But I think we're gonna see something like we've never seen as far as rioting before if this doesn't get resolved, because the evidence is all there. It's an 8-minute video. Like, there's no reason that this person should be able to just walk free and continue to police that community. So if he's not charged, to the utmost for just because this, like, from the beating him up to the charge that originally was only a $20 bill, beating him up, then the 8 minutes after you already beat him up of sitting on his neck, that's just cold blooded. Like, that's just you meant to murder him. You meant to kill him. You know what I'm saying? So if he doesn't get the utmost sentencing, like, it's gonna be crazy. Like, I don't even want to think about it. Like, I think everybody's gonna have to pick a side at that point.
Yeah,
because that's where it's just gonna go.
It's just wild, man. People like him, Trump, all those type of people, man. I think Goodemall said somebody in a song. It's like they basically said maybe God created the devil to bring the best out of you. I definitely think, like, this whole situation with that guy, that officer, and just all the shit Trump's doing has that effect on us as a whole right now. I know for a fact my eyes are open, and, like, it's so sad that all these events have occurred, but it's definitely brought the best out of a lot of us, and it's definitely woke me up.
I think I'm maybe I might see it a little bit different. I might see the biggest. I might see it a little bit differently, or maybe, I don't know, bigger or smaller. But we're talking about George. I'm kind of thinking of the most recent cases, not just George, like Breonna Taylor. I'm thinking of Ahmaud. I'm thinking of Sean, and, like, I'm literally thinking if any of these people get away with this, like, I'm talking about, like, no less than 10 years in prison or jail, right? If any of them get any less than that, I truly do fear. And, like, I sincerely do think this. I really do think that we could have, like, a full blown, like, race war, like, on our hands.
Yeah.
Like, within the next 5 years. And, like, I really do, because we see what happens even when you arrest them, and we're still doing this, right? Now imagine if they get it off. Like, yep, they didn't. Imagine a George Zimmerman, or imagine them acquitting like the cops they did Philando Castile. If that happened,
that Zimmerman shit was the start. That let a lot of motherfuckers think they could slide after that. That was the start. We should have nipped that shit in the bud right then and there.
And they wasn't even protecting the officer at that point.
Yeah, that was just a neighborhood watch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I'm really scared. I'm not even gonna lie. Like literally, like I know right now, you know, it's only the first week of June, but I know court cases take, you know, time, and I'm not expecting it to happen tomorrow.
Yeah,
but in the next month or two, if they don't convict these people of second-degree murder, I'm talking about all of them, for Breonna Taylor, for Ahmaud, for Sean, even you know, for George too. If they don't at least convict all of them, at least for murder, manslaughter, or something, and at least get 10 years, I'm talking about every single one of them, regardless of how you feel. Majority of black people are gonna be like, man, I'm tired of this. And a lot of white people are gonna be like, man, we tired of this too. Because you gotta think about it. There are people protesting literally across the entire
every 50 states.
They're not even, I'm talking about the world, bro.
Yeah, the world. But I'm saying all 50 states. You have to think about South Dakota, Montana. You know what I'm saying? All 50 states they're protesting.
Yeah, literally. Like, there's a girl that I follow, and she lives in Austria. They literally protest in Austria. Did you see the video of Ontario in Canada?
I seen that.
Toronto.
Bro, it is crazy. In Ireland, in Britain, the UK, they're literally protesting around the world.
Yeah.
And I truly do fear that these people, if they get off, we're going to have a race war. Like, if I'm lying, I'm dying.
Yeah, just with all these cases, I want to say happy birthday, Breonna Taylor. 27th birthday today.
Happy birthday, baby girl.
Shout out to that. And just looking at, Ahmaud Arbery, man, they had the hearing this past week, and they're requesting speedy trial, but you hear these new details coming out about how they hit him with the truck, and
N-word.
Yeah, they
shot him down.
Fucking nigger to him was the last words he heard.
I'm not surprised at all.
As he died, I'm not surprised. But when you think, for Maybe I'm Trippin', that was 2 episodes ago.
Yeah, and
we talked about the Ahmaud Arbery situation, and we talked about it like we got in depth, but we talked about other topics because it was 2 months after the fact. It wasn't as big of an uproar. And who knew 2 episodes will be dedicating a whole episode to George Floyd's memory. We look at 2-3 days after he died. The daughters didn't even know. They didn't know how they could go home and tell the daughters that he wasn't coming home. And you have the people close to him like Steven Jackson, who's really been the biggest advocate, because not only does he have a huge platform, he's well spoken and whatnot, and he was real close to George Floyd, and he's saying, you know, they want life, but they know that they're not gonna get it. You know, and that's just so sad to me. Like, they know they're not gonna get the results they want. So at the very least, and I feel like this will happen, it should happen through a civil suit. They want Minnesota to take care of the daughters for the rest of their lives, which I think will happen through a civil suit. Like it's just so unbelievable to think like we have this on video, 8 minutes, and I know we keep on saying it, being around the y'all with the head with it, but it's crazy. Like, we have to, if we're gonna let this slide, this whole world's gonna burn down like before us. Like,
there's like, you can't always pay a motherfucker off with money, man. Like, some shit, like, they need to deal with him, man. Don't try to pay them people off and sweep it under the rug and let him be free so where he could go home every night to hear wife his kids goddamn drink wine and watch goddamn movies and shit when this man in the graveyard.
Well, no wife, because the wife
filed for divorce.
The wife divorced him.
Yeah, well, he might get another one. You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
That's just bullshit, though, man.
Yeah. And the really, when you think about the phrase Black Lives Matter, I think a lot of white folks and just people that just don't want to get it, I don't even think y'all understand what we're asking for. We just want someone to think twice about taking a black life, because there will be consequences. That's all we want. Like, okay, the fact that he's dead, like, that's gonna happen because there are racist motherfuckers out there, there are power hungry motherfuckers out there.
Yeah.
I just want it to where when that happens, they get the same consequences that one would get for killing somebody white. That's all I want. I want equal playing field across the board. Give them the same consequences. And that's where you feel like your life doesn't matter as much, because somebody can just take it. You know what I'm saying? And nothing's done to them.
So when people say all lives matter, right? And this is some logic I came up with quote myself. I don't know if anyone else maybe heard of it, but if all lives matter, why are you not mad that someone died on the street? Regardless of Black Lives Matter or not, right? Regardless of anything matters, right? Why are you not mad that an American citizen,
A human being.
a human being, died on the street from an authoritative police figure who wasn't doing his job? You know why you don't use that logic? Because you don't really care about all lives matter. You just don't want me to say Black Lives Matter. That's really what it is.
I'll tell you
Bro,
what it really is.
it's a distraction, bro. It's a fucking distraction because they know black people in our nature, we're compassionate, we're religious people, we're very forgiving. So when you throw that all lives matter shit in some simple-minded people's face and be like, well, you know what? That kind of makes sense. All lives should matter. No, fuck that. We ain't talking about all lives. We know all lives matter.
It's common
Black
sense.
lives matter too.
Yeah.
That's what we talking about. We talking about these black lives that's getting taken. We know all lives matter, but we talking about these black lives. And like I said earlier, until black lives matter, all lives ain't gonna matter, man.
For sure.
I know you wanted to say something.
This like kind of off topic. I know we were talking about earlier about how hard is it to be a police officer. Being a police officer is not hard at all. It's dangerous, but it's not hard. The biggest thing is being a police officer, and to be a great police officer is treating everyone with respect. That's the main key. If you go to calls and go to pulling people over thinking just because you got a badge you show authority and you mean more than them, that's where you get all your problems at. Being a police officer is not hard at all. That's why it's so easy to be one.
When I say hard, I'm talking about the job itself typically ain't just the hardest job in the world to do until certain moments though. When you gotta make those split second decisions, when you gotta think fast, when your ass in that fire and that pressure on you. That's what I mean by hard. A normal job ain't bringing that type of pressure on you. That's the hard part. But outside of that, yeah.
I got you, Smooth. I was just talking about for people that not law enforcement when they were saying that. I was saying that in general, the police officer's job is not hard at all. It's dangerous, but it's not hard. If you go to each call and treat everybody with respect like they're your mama, then you'll see half of the problems that we have will be nipped in the bud then. You just see people when they get these badges on, it goes to their head and everybody can't handle that power.
And then another thing too, it's a lot of people that are officers that don't come. See, it honestly is easier for me and you because we from the hood. Like we grew up in that type of shit. We know, and we, and I said we know everybody already. These motherfuckers, they don't come from what we come from. It's just a huge disconnect. They don't feel what we coming from, bro. They don't understand how we live. So that's why they coming out there and they patrolling the hood and shit, and they terrified and shit. You know what I'm saying? So
that's true too.
They need to. I think they need to come up with a motherfucker that clearly ain't from that life. Put him with somebody like you. Let you train him. Let him ride around with you in them areas and shit.
That's a good idea, actually. For sure.
And that's exactly what these people need. Because every person that I don't train when I was in patrol, that's the first thing I tell them. The biggest thing, white, black, Hispanic, if they in the car with me, I'm telling them, treat people with respect. If you go out there, don't get me wrong, it's certain situations where, hey, you can say whatever you want to say, but you already know it's gonna get popping because the person could be on drugs, they can be on another planet. It's just certain situations. Ain't no talking is not gonna help. It's them certain, but majority of the time, if you treat people with respect, they ain't gonna have no choice but to give you respect back.
And and following that up, I do want to give a shout out to all the people we seen in our community who spoke out well. Like you have the Jay-Z's, you have the Kanye West who not only walked with Chicago protesters but gave $2 million. Jaylen Brown who drove all the way from
Kanye gave $2 million to all the families together.
Yeah. You got Floyd Mayweather who played for George Floyd's funeral services. You got
Chrome casket.
Jaylen Brown drove 15 hours to lead the protest in Atlanta. It was some rumors about Matt Ryan. It was some rumors about Jaylen Brown being arrested. But I don't know if those are true or not. I didn't get the fact check on that. Just multiple people. LeBron James, of course, who always speaks out. You got, Obama had to hold a town hall like he's the current president to talk about this because our president saying when the looting starts, the shooting starts.
And he's hiding in a bunker.
Yeah, and then
that was the wildest shit.
Then tear gassing people. But I want to give a shout out to all the people out there with bigger platforms and the biggest platforms using their voices, understanding that their voices have power and using them effectively and positively. I'm going to give them a shout out first before we get into this next list by Asante Dev, who we have those people who've been doing the positive things, but we have the other people who've been talking crazy all over the internet. What you call this, Dev?
Well, first, let me get the music, please. Can I get the music, please, before we start this segment? I need a nice sound bed.
You need the sound bed?
Yeah.
Lean into it, so you understand it. See, because all of this is just the way God planned it.
Just the way God planned it, man. All right, guys. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with some of the more affluent people in the black community.
Younger.
I would say younger, just well off, but I guess they are younger.
Drew Brees, old as a motherfucker.
Well, just not the black community, just people that are just out of touch, it seems like. And I just don't understand. Like, I feel like this is one of those subjects, like I said, everybody saw the video. You can't be saying certain things, man. So I don't know, if to me it just seems like sometimes in life, like you just went in too much. Like you need a L. You just gotta sometimes you just need a L. So like my boy, what's his name again?
Malik Yoba.
Like my boy Malik Yoba, sometimes you gotta lean into the L. Because you just been winning too much and you just want an L so bad you gotta lean into it. So this is the leaning into the L all-star list for this week of niggas just saying stupid ass shit, just having hot takes that nobody wants to hear, nobody should agree with, and just really shooting themselves in the foot and destroying their own success. Leaning into the L.
You got a shout out. Did you want to pop it off with, since this is your segment?
Yeah, I want to pop it off, man, with I've been thinking long and hard about who, leaned into the L the hardest. It's got to be Trina.
Ooh.
It's got to be Trina.
You know you wrong when Trick Daddy is trying to
Trick Daddy got to be the voice of reason.
Should never be the voice of reason for anything that you have going on.
Trick Daddy couldn't even put his words together to tell her she was wrong.
Trick Daddy was trying so hard, like, please don't do this.
Yes.
But she leaned into the L. And
you know what her issue was though? She real like she really still holding a grudge about what happened to her brother.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I took from it. Like she really like feel a certain way by, I guess, like he got killed by some other black guys or whatever, and she just her sympathy, she just ain't feeling like she's still upset about that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she really ain't saying all the other shit y'all talking about. Like she like, y'all wouldn't worry about, you know what I'm saying, like what happened to my brother, so don't be trying to act righteous now. That's how she, and that's just, I think
that's personal.
Yeah.
We're dealing with a national issue right now, and it's just like if you just like, for anybody that didn't understand what's going on with Trina, just go do your research, go look at just some of the things she was saying, some of the adjectives she was using, some of the nouns she was using. Animals.
She said that.
Yes,
calling us animals.
She called us animals, her own people. You know what I'm saying?
That's wild.
It's wild. It's wild. And it's just like, if you don't have, this is one of those situations where you see that tensions are high, you see that people are picking sides. It's one of those situations, what your grandma always told you, if you don't have nothing nice to say, don't say nothing at all. But sometimes you gotta lean into the L to understand it.
Drew Brees, man.
Drew Brees. He might have dove into the L. He might have jumped right in. He's so dumb.
God, lean into it.
He could just shut up and he would have been fine.
For anybody that didn't hear, does anybody want to recap exactly what Drew Brees said for the audience?
Matter.
Basically, he doesn't support kneeling for the flag. He says he never will, because when he sees the flag, he thinks about his grandfather who fought for the country without any black people next to his side, I guess.
Yeah. It was 100% white army.
Yeah. No black people fought in World War II, guys.
That's another thing. Like, black people didn't come home and still get discriminated against
after fighting in World War II.
After fighting in World War II, like
right after Jim Crow.
And then this is not like he said this originally, like in the past when the Kaepernick protest was like the peak of the talk. But
that's what I was about to ask. Like he said this already before, but it's just the climate of what's going on now. That's why I say it's definitely a bad time on his behalf.
And you had other people at that time, like Jerry Jones, threatening to bench players or release players if they kneel and stuff like that. So his comments wasn't the hot topic, but now he's saying it again, and everybody's damn near in the NFL spoke out against it. Like, it's crazy.
That's why I don't accept his apology.
It was just. I felt like he wasn't really showing no empathy. Like it was just
none at all.
It was it was just very insensitive at the time. Like, bro, okay, I understand you got how you feel, whatever. You a leader, man. You got to know when to hold and when to fold, baby. Like that was a time where you should have just let that shit slide. I understand. He should have just been. He could have just been quiet. He could have told him, "Hey, next question."
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
That man, Drew Brees, is worried about his retirement. NBC. That's all he worried about. And then last year, he's going out.
Hey man, that NBC shit might be kind of fucked now. I don't know.
And then another thing too is you got to Drew Brees don't come from where we come from at all. He is never. His parents, both of his parents are attorneys and lawyers.
But check this out though. His whole career real though, he been around black people. I would imagine.
And that's what. And that's
every
what you
wide
think.
receiver he probably had to been a black person.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. You realize how out of touch these people are, even though they're around them. They are really out of touch.
Yeah,
but I feel like now it's a choice. It's a choice.
It is. It's a choice now.
The information is out there. You can see everything that's going on. If you were choosing to stand on the other side of the fence, it's a choice.
Yeah, you're choosing
I don't care how you were raised. It's basic common sense that people deserve human rights, and what a peaceful protest is. It's common sense.
Yeah. You know,
I'm not rolling.
You know, they don't want to accept that. They don't want to accept like that. What we've been saying for years is real.
Yeah.
Like when you walk into a store and people start looking at you, they're like, "Oh, that doesn't happen. That doesn't." Man, shut up, bro. You tripping? No, I'm not, bro. I'm dead ass. And then
They think you just making up shit and you just complaining. They think you want to complain and using this making excuses.
Yeah.
No, this shit is real.
Shit happens.
And that go back to this video. That's why I think this video is gonna be very important down the line.
And you know what's even wilder? They'll be like, "It makes me uncomfortable." What?
Yeah,
it makes you.
It should make you uncomfortable.
It makes you uncomfortable.
That's the point. How do you think we feel?
Racism is extremely uncomfortable.
Yeah.
You want to know what's uncomfortable? Our ancestors, when they was goddamn getting sprayed with goddamn water hoses, bit in the ass and shit by dogs. That's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We can have this conversation. That's what's uncomfortable.
Facts. Definitely.
Anybody, your boy Virgil?
Virgil, my boy, keep it two Virgils with me, bro. Keep it two Virgils. Hey, can I get the music? Can I get the music for Virgil, please?
Lean into it, so
because sometimes you win it too much. You win it too much, and you have to lean into the L to understand it. I don't know what Virgil was thinking.
What did he do?
Virgil, so I'm in the fashion industry, and I really want to cape for my boy. So I'm gonna try my best to get y'all to understand it.
No.
Play the music for me, because I'm about to lean into the L.
So you understand it.
All right. So Virgil, I believe that he was trying to show his support, but I think he showed like the wrong thing. They were sending around a chain message. So it's just like the I'm a black man thing everyone's doing right now. I'm a black woman thing everyone's doing right now.
Yeah.
You get tagged, you're supposed to send $50 to this chain message or whatever. Now, what he should have done was what Drake of the Weeknd did and sent 200,000, $50,000, however much money. But I guess Virgil said, you know what? I'm gonna do my part, and I'm gonna show that I'm with the people, and I'm gonna send the same $50 just to show that I'm down here with y'all or whatever. And he
said $50.
He said $50. He said $50. Now. The message did say, if you get tagged in this, send $50. So he did his part, but it's like, Virgil, he can't buy
Virgils though.
You can't buy nothing at your store for $50, Virgil.
Yeah, hey, hold on now. Ain't he like African?
I think he's from Chicago, bro.
No, I mean he's of African descent.
Oh, of African descent.
Hey, with a name like that, I swear.
He kept it two Virgils though.
Nigga, so he should definitely feel us. Ain't he a nigga?
Hey, well, in his defense, he did end up sending a lot more money later on.
What did he send? 20,000?
He said 20,000.
I bet he did.
Oh, he kept it.
I bet he did.
Oh, he kept it.
20,000. He leaned out of the L on that one. Away from it. He was like, I can't take this one.
Virgils on
that
this,
man Virgil, I was like $50.
And but the other thing I can't rock with, he was actually he went on Instagram and went on I might have been Instagram or Twitter and went on a rant about the looters, and he was like, you guys are so disrespectful to our culture. We work very hard on these brands, and you guys are just looting it. That has nothing to do with the peaceful protest. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. I think that's what people was like, all right, we done with you, Virgil.
Because you caring about these products and materialistic things that can be replaced rather than these lives
over
rather than
life.
the cause.
Exactly.
So that's what kind of pissed people off about it.
So man, Virgil, you know what I'm saying? Good job on Off-White. Good job on being the creative director of LV. Do better, please. Just cut it out. Cut it out.
We got a new nickname for 50.
Yeah, we got something about to deal. Hey, Virgil, keep creating culture, man. Let's go.
And then we got the comedians. We got Desi Banks, B. Simone, and Drewski, the big three.
Oh man,
the big three.
I swear they debate Drewski and Desi so much.
Oh my goodness,
Desi.
Okay. The thing about Desi, I understood what he was trying to say. He just didn't say it the right way.
Bloody Sunday.
But I don't think he knew that.
No, I'm gonna tell you what it was. I'm gonna tell you what it was. A lot of people understood what he was trying to say. It just came from the wrong person. Yeah. Nobody want to hear that shit from him. Not when you out here acting like you a nigga from the block and this is your thing and you with the hood shit. When it's time to be hood, your ass bounce. Nigga, you was the Fresh Prince, nigga. You went, you know what I'm saying? You went to Bel Air. That's what he did. Fuck that.
Your home's to Bel Air.
This nigga died stupid,
No. Like, I mean, no, you just made points though. Like, that is facts. Like, if you're gonna be a hood, and he from the hood, like he know what's up.
Yeah,
like, if you from the hood, you should know what's
that.
up. But the thing is, I got the point he was trying to say. He was trying to say, maybe we shouldn't be acting this ignorant in the city.
Whoever was on his PR team that got him the picture just needs to be fired.
Yeah, I don't think he knew what the picture was.
That was an audible. That was an audible.
Oh, he just downloaded. Yeah, because to use the picture of Bloody Sunday, it was like, these are the peaceful protests we need to be doing.
But he didn't know though.
You know what happened?
He didn't know. Like, a lot of people don't know that picture. Like, I was shook that people
I'm
even
not
knew what
gonna
Bloody
lie.
Sunday
I
was.
don't know what the fuck happened on Bloody Sunday.
Damn. Cut that, y'all.
Long story short, pretty much they did a march and like a bunch of people died.
Yeah.
Long story short.
And MLK was involved in it.
Yeah, like MLK was leading the march.
I guess he just Googled some shit and just posted this shit.
Oh, yeah.
MLK protesting. The first picture he saw.
Because I'm pretty sure, because in Google they put the most famous one, the most clicked on one.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that's probably the most.
That's tough.
All of this
That's
is
tough.
just the way God planned it.
You the one
You the one that's confused. You the one that's confused. I'm not confused.
What was because I didn't even by the time B Simone thing happened, I wasn't paying attention. What was B Simone's angle?
She's so dumb.
Basically,
She's not an angry black woman.
basically her angle was I'm acting like a god. I'm handling this situation like a godly woman, not an angry black woman.
Apparently, you can't be black and be godly. I'm not sure how that works.
Yeah.
And also, you coming for black women.
Yeah, and you're a black woman.
And then it made it even worse. Someone like underneath her post tagged her in the picture like, wasn't this you drunk last night? And it had like the timestamp on it.
Yeah.
At the club.
And I want to say, a lot of these people, I think are part of the problem. Like now that I'm really thinking about how people view us, how people see us, they going viral, they doing all this stupid shit on the gram or whatever. Now it's funny to us, but I'm starting to think about how it probably looks to a white person, because what she's doing is a caricature, like an over exaggeration of what they think black women are like, or what the stereotypical black woman in an urban setting is like.
Kind of like Desi.
Yeah, same thing with
Like I
this.
said, and I'm starting to wonder, like it's funny for us, but I wonder how they're looking at it. Like, do they think that, oh damn, this is how they are? You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of funny that she is basically profiting off of a caricature of this culture, but won't stand with us. You know what I'm saying? It just don't feel right. It don't feel right.
Same thing with Desi, the same situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Desi just he didn't communicate it right.
He didn't communicate right. No, B Simone, fuck B Simone.
B Simone, she just dumb. You just
Shut the fuck up.
Shut the fuck up.
You can't be a hypocrite. You can't say you can't be Shut the fuck up. Because like, how you gonna say that and then put down black women?
Yeah.
Say that they're angry. Enforce the stereotype.
And black women had nothing to do with her post.
And you know what's crazy?
Yeah.
She is known for being a mad black woman.
On her post.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
That's how she got famous.
You keep blowing up off these characters, and then you're going to go back and insult them.
Yeah.
Like you're going to spit in their
So
face. Like,
dumb.
stop it.
Crazy. Hey, you might need to get Martin ready for this next one. All right, so the last piece of the big three, Drewski.
Oh god. Oh
Drewski,
god.
what's his name? Drewski Too Funny or whatever?
Yeah.
This was not too funny what he did on the news. Basically, he got on the news and decided to, I don't know, it was almost like he was acting retarded or something. I want to use that word.
I heard he was parodying the video of you're upsetting me and my homegirls. That video,
Yeah.
Like if you can't go, blah blah blah. Where can you
I
go?
don't think I don't think it was that. He was just saying, yeah, me and my
Well,
news.
the full video.
Yeah, the
but
full video
the other dude
portrays
starts
that.
it, and then it goes from there.
But he also said the police is the reason why I ain't graduate. It's like, bro, that's not even funny. It's
The joke wasn't good. It was corny. And then you using that platform that you have at that moment to do some dumb shit, and that just adds more to the stereotype of look at these niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Read the room.
It's just like, read the room. It's not the time to be trying to make jokes, especially jokes like that make us look stupid.
Yeah,
like you making us
You
look
make
stupid.
us look ignorant. You make us look like the people they be talking about.
It's like, see, because somebody probably was watching the news at that moment and said, see what they're doing? They're not even taking this seriously.
So why should I take it seriously?
Exactly. Oh, they're out here burning shit down and looting and destroying the city, and he thinks it's funny. So to them, that's the same thing as us when they have police on video laughing at death and stuff like that. They're looking at it the same way,
You
like,
just
oh,
give them
fuck these
excuse.
people. Exactly.
It's an excuse. That's all it is.
And like I said, we have to stop. You got to stop selling your soul to go viral, man. I'm sorry,
man.
you got to stop selling
Like
your
these
soul.
people who trying to create content, who inviting photographers to shoot them at the protest,
yes,
are crazy.
You saw the white kid that was skipping behind the police and egging them on so that he could get
the
cuffed
bad
up.
boy culture.
Exactly.
I want to smack that man.
That
But I'm
guy,
telling you, nobody hit this guy. Nobody punched him the fuck
also
out.
a guy that was just like behind walking with the black people just to get that aesthetic.
Yeah.
That I'm with the guys. I'm out here. I'm protesting.
And then got right back in his car.
Yeah.
It's crazy because people have had
Man.
some photographers up for like photo shoots during the protest.
E-Man talked about that. E-Man said that, hey, stop hitting me up to do these goofy ass photo shoots at the
That's
protest.
so
I'm not doing
Yeah.
it. I'm not doing it.
I'm gonna break your camera, bro.
Man, the thirst for clout gonna get these niggas killed, man.
All of us. It's gonna get all of us killed, bro, if they're not careful.
For sure.
That's social media.
It's gonna
man.
ruin the validity of any movement because you have too many just trolls and dumbass people just mixed in the midst.
Attention is more evil than money now. It seems like.
It's attention is the most addictive drug. I'm telling you, they'll do anything for it.
And you got these other people, man. You got Tokyo Jets. You got Shekinah.
Oh,
you
yeah.
Hold on.
Stop on
Let
that
me.
Tokyo Jets.
Hey, let me talk on the Tokyo. Hey, what you got to say about Tokyo?
No, you go ahead. I'm gonna let you have this.
Smooth.
But that one is crazy.
Look.
Let him cook. Let him cook.
Look.
That's our first little
Hey,
cook.
man. Hey, y'all gonna let me cook?
I'm gonna let you
Yeah,
cook.
hey, man.
Okay.
We gave you the ball.
That's a first.
Pause.
Turn on the fryer.
But look, man, chill. All right, but what she said, it was a horrible joke. But I honestly feel
We would have definitely made that joke.
that's what I would have said that. I would have
Hey, yo, y'all niggas on your own.
Hey, I set it up. Hey,
Y'all niggas on your
I'm
own.
gonna show you
Hey,
understand.
Daisy trying to lean into the L.
Bro, yeah, you tried it.
Hey,
That was-
chill.
I just want to see what you gonna say.
Everybody's guilty of that shit, bro. Everybody has made some fucked up jokes about motherfuckers before. I'm gonna tell you what's fucked up. That cameraman, he need his ass beat.
Oh yeah.
That's what's
He
fucked
fucked up the bag for everybody in that house.
Yeah,
Everybody in that
that's
house,
what's
now
fucked up,
bag is
bro.
fucked up because of him.
I'm not even really tripping on her. Like, it was ignorant and it was a bad joke. But people say shit in the comfort of their own homes all the time.
Shit,
It's
no.
his fault for recording that shit and putting it out there.
It's poor timing because I mean, shit in their own homes. I know niggas that was canceling, and I was like, damn. I'm the DJ parties where you was screaming, "Beat it like a cop, Rodney King, baby, yeah, I beat it like a cop," to the top of your lungs.
Yeah.
Like, hey, like, come on now.
You know, I was gonna say that same shit, Jesus.
Yeah, like,
That shit is crazy, man.
And he used auto-tune.
What Emmett Till? What he said about Emmett Till?
yeah. No, we wasn't singing the Emmett Till, but he
wasn't
said,
singing Emmett Till.
He had a couple of them.
My bad.
but he said, beat the pussy up like Emmett Till.
And then
Yeah,
left.
like,
Yeah, he was
y'all,
crazy.
Y'all break that shit. Yeah, it's the same situation.
Ooh.
Everybody has done that shit before.
We might have to hit the button for Wayne. What did Wayne say? I heard Wayne was speaking.
Man, well, I don't know why people reach out when Black Lives Matter anything. Stop reaching out to Wayne. He's been saying this crazy shit.
He always goes
Yeah.
against the grain every time.
Like, stop.
Do you think it got something? You think it got something to do with the fact that, like, wasn't it a white officer that helped him when he shot himself?
Yeah, it was a white officer.
That's exactly what it got to do with.
Yeah, I think it got something to do with that.
And the fact that he's been rich most of his life, so he hasn't like he comes from that, but you got to
He's out
think
of
like
touch with
a
reality.
small because I think there's a difference.
Yeah, that's what
between,
like his baby, not to cut you off, sorry, but that's what his baby mamas be saying. Like,
Yeah.
oh, we don't even pay attention. Like, he be in Wayne's world.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Like, they don't hold him accountable
he
because
didn't
he's
even
so
know
out
that
of touch.
21 Savage was one guy. He thought 21 Savage was a group.
Yeah.
So he just out of touch.
Man, as long as he got his bitches in his cup, he good.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna be all right as long as you put Drake on every hook.
Oh, we got LL Cool J who said LL Cool J was worried about the mixed kids.
He was worried about the
What?
mixed kids.
Yeah. He said.
What he said?
He said, think about the interracial kids.
Yeah, I think at this time, like, damn, just them.
Just them.
Hey,
What about him? What about him?
Hey, in the eyes of the law, that's a nigga. In the eyes of the law, that's a nigga.
They some niggas just like the rest of us.
Yeah.
So they
that's what I
black,
was
right?
thinking.
They no mixed kids ever get called white, dude.
Ever. That's a nigga at the end of the day. At the end of the day.
yeah, I thought that was random. Then we got T.I. Who really?
I love
T.I. Give him a short taste of the leaning into it.
Just hell up, me.
T.I. was the start of it. T.I. was the start of it.
Yeah, just lean into. He leaned in a little bit. Hey, Wakanda nigga.
This is Wakanda.
This is Wakanda.
And it's crazy because he actually had a platform to say something, and he wasted it.
We have to let go of Black Panther. We have to let go of Chadwick. We gotta let go of T'Challa. It is okay.
Bro, okay. Hey, and white folks, y'all gotta let go of the Joker. Y'all gotta let go of the Joker.
It was. Hey, I seen like a little post. It was like a meme with some shit. They like, God damn, every time some shit happen, they call T.I. up there like he the nigga whisperer.
Hey, Ja Rule,
bro, the fact that they had activists under his name.
Yes.
I was like, what the?
Hey, I thought they were talking about the drink. Like, he might drink activists.
Yeah, he might drink some. He might drink some activists.
Nah. Did y'all see the meme where it was like it had T.I. or the Black Panther face on the Black Panther costume? It was like, hey, chill, this T'Challa house.
Yeah.
I'm sick.
To be honest, you gotta look at people's mental state. Sometimes they show you that they not prepared for what you about to get them ready for. That nigga looked like he was chilling at the house, like the
no haircut,
no haircut. The shirt he put on looked like
the unironed Aku shirt.
Yeah, the unironed Aku shirt.
It's like they just woke that nigga up, bro.
Nah, literally he threw the shirt on that he just had on the hanger and was all right. Let's do this. Let's roll out to do a press conference.
This is Wakanda. We can't do this.
We cannot do this. It must be protected. And then the silent pause afterwards, like he had said something.
It just stormed off.
But there are a couple of people. I don't know if we have a positive. Do we have a positive noise?
Are we not going to talk about Trump? Are we going to ignore this shit?
Trump ain't leaning into that. He just being who he is.
At this point,
he is,
are we really surprised?
We're not surprised by him.
Trump been going crazy. Like, oh my God.
I'm talking about he going stupid crazy, bro.
My dog, man, the man.
He's not leaning into the L.
When the looting start, the shooting start.
Yeah.
He literally shot tear gas and cleared everybody out
so that he could go take a picture.
Yeah, so he can walk out and show everybody, hey, I'm out here.
Yeah, like
that man is crazy, man. I was talking to Greg about this the other day. Rio, some of y'all don't know who that is, but it seemed like he's trying to divide the people, bro. Like the stuff he says, like that looting, shooting shit. Like, why would you say that? Like you stirring the pot up. It's like you trying to make motherfuckers go to war.
Because that's how he originally got elected off of division.
And that's
don't give a fuck.
That's what he runs off of. The white people are the majority. If he creates a race war, he's still gonna win.
That's exactly what I told Smooth. I said that's what he thrives off of. He thrives off of division and hatred. Like that's what he wins off of.
He the voice of the voice. He what the white people really want to say.
Yeah, the silent majority.
Yeah,
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we got some breaking news.
Oh,
Drew Brees responded to Donald Trump conversation. Basically, Donald Trump said Drew Brees should have never apologized.
Damn.
Okay,
I saw that before I came in.
Yeah, so this is what Drew Brees said to Donald Trump. He said, through my ongoing conversation with friends, teammates, and leaders in the black community, I realize this is not an issue about the American flag. Brees wrote, it has never been. We can no longer use the flag to turn people away or distract them for the real issues.
Hey, who wrote this?
This is what Brees said.
T.I. wrote this.
Hey, who wrote it?
I told you.
He said, distract them from the real issue that face our black communities. And this what Trump replied back. We should be standing up straight and tall, ideally with the salute on our hand or heart. There are other things you can protest, but not our great American flag. No kneeling, all caps.
Damn, no kneeling.
All caps.
All caps.
Oh, man, this is horrible.
Oh, and shout out to Shaq.
All caps. This is all cap from them. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
Shout out to Shaq, man. He was scheduled to speak at the Saints like Zoom meeting like just 2 weeks before this actually happened. And he actually said, because they had the Inside the NBA episode last night, that Drew Brees, he popped off the Zoom call just apologizing to everybody. They said Malcolm Jenkins, who's kind of like another voice in the black community, who real heavy, who's also on the team, led the charge, accepting his apology and just lashing back at him, letting him know how he feels, and he feels like Drew Brees is going in the right direction. He feels like, you know, even though I don't really feel like he made a mistake. Like if you say it all these times, you meant what you said, but I do feel like
you double down on it.
I feel like you, at the very least, you could acknowledge the power of your words, and at a certain time you could just hold them. So I feel like he's heading into the right direction that way. Like, just hold your comments during this time if you feel like that.
I feel like what y'all boys said. Read the room.
Read the room.
Hey, right now it is a whole bunch of goddamn angry niggas in the room right now. So you could have definitely kept that one.
Trying to shake the room,
trying to shake it up for sure.
Hey man,
and it's like it's kind of like y'all said earlier. Like when stuff happens with us. Like we're expected to be quiet. We're expected to shut up and dribble. We're expected to shut up and type. Continue to do your job just like nothing happens or whatever. Yep. So I feel like white people, like we need to start holding them accountable the same way. To where when they lash out and say stuff, you know, out of turn or out of character, whatever they want to talk about, you know what I'm saying? Like they can't just say whatever they want. That's crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like you got to start holding them accountable. So I do think this is a step in the right direction. That he's been reprimanded and that he had consequences, and some backlash for all the crazy stuff he was saying. So I do appreciate that.
Somebody need to reprimand that lady that told LeBron to shut up and dribble because she told she said Drew Brees is.
Laura Ingraham.
She said Drew Brees is entitled to opinion. So
ain't she on Fox News?
Yeah.
We that's the dark side.
We already know what it is.
We already know what that is. I was gonna get into the people that's playing it safe, but they trying hard not to lean into the L because they know it's sensitive.
Has Cap spoke yet?
No.
Nah, I haven't heard.
What y'all think?
He donated.
Man, what he got to say? What y'all think? What the fuck
is he going? What is he going to say?
I feel like I care less about what people say and more what they do.
Yeah, honestly.
And that's another thing that me and Smooth had a conversation about. It's a lot of people on Twitter saying, "Yeah, go out there, tear this bitch up," or you know what I'm saying? It's like you encouraging that behavior, but you not out there
doing it
in
the trenches.
Like, you're not in the trenches putting in the work. Don't encourage our people to go out there and harm themselves and get harmed, and you're not out there on the front line with them.
Like me, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to like talk less and do more.
Yeah, for sure.
Because like I'm trying to do a Juneteenth celebration. In the next couple of weeks in Kennesaw. 2 Fridays from now. I'm trying to do like a actual, because I don't think people really know about Juneteenth. Because our whole lives we've been just celebrating 4th of July, Independence Day. You want to know what's crazy? January 1st, 1863, Abraham Lincoln signed the Emancipation Proclamation. You know that didn't free not one slave?
Not at all.
That didn't free not one. It freed every slave in the United States. But by that time, the Confederacy had already seceded from us. But all the slaves were already free in the North. So literally, the last slave was freed June 19th, 1865. 2.5 years later. That is why Juneteenth is considered a slave Independence Day for us. So now I'm trying to bring that back now. I mean, I heard up north they do it sometimes or whatever. It's called like Jubilee or something like that. But I'm trying to bring it back down to the South. So literally in 2 weeks, I'm supposed to meet up with some friends tomorrow and we're supposed to plan it and see if we can actually get it popping for real. Steps like that. Where like
that's dope.
Like we just gotta control the narrative. They've been controlling the narrative all these years and we've been just conforming to them.
Get out the media. The media sucks on both sides. I'm sorry.
Stay out of it.
Media sucks. I'm trying to listen to our people, like us, because like we be protesting, we be organizing rallies. We're in different states. I'm literally getting videos of people in Austria, people in Compton. I'm literally getting, firsthand witnesses. Like we're literally getting videos from that. And so actually to do another second point is on June 14th, I'm trying to do another protest, but I'm trying to get every major school in Georgia involved.
Okay.
I want Kennesaw, I want UGA, Southern, State, I want all the HBCUs, the CAU, Morehouse, Spelman. I want all the major schools so we can do a big protest and
solidarity.
And we're younger people don't listen to this. They're like, man, shut up, you're 25, you don't know what you're talking about. Go away. It's like, oh word, really? We gonna really show y'all. So I really want us to march on a Confederate monument, either Kennesaw Mountain or Stone Mountain. I don't know which one yet we're gonna do, but I'm supposed to discuss that with some people tomorrow later on. So that's what I'm trying to do. And like you were saying about Cap, I worry less about what he's saying and more about what he's doing. If you donated $1 million and don't say nothing, I could care less what you could say. If you donated $1 million to Breonna Taylor's funeral and to her family and to the community, you could not say a single word. You could tweet a normal picture, go about your day. But you put your money where your mouth is, though.
Hold on. My whole thing about just caring what Cap got to say is I just feel like his words have power, especially right now. So I think he could definitely shed some light on a lot of things, and you know what I'm saying. Just be a you know what I'm saying. Say some positive things, uplift some people and stuff right now. That's all I'm saying.
I feel that, but also I think that if Cap said something, people would think that he's trying to make it about him, kind of, sort of. Yeah. So I personally think his best move is to not say anything and just move behind the scenes.
But after this happened with Cap, he stopped talking in general. So why would he switch up now?
That's facts. He hasn't said anything since.
It's been a lot of action since the workout.
Since the workout.
But if you think about before that and after, he was exiled from the NFL, couldn't get back in the NFL, he stopped speaking. So what should change now? He puts in the work. He does the action. He's already donated.
He donated $12 million.
Yeah. So it's right along lines with him. It aligns with what he does.
Yeah. So I think these celebs who aren't speaking out, and I do think it was a good thing when the NFL players spoke out. I think that's a little bit different. But if you're a celebrity and you're not speaking out, but you're doing things behind the scenes, like Jay-Z didn't really say anything, but apparently he spoke to the governor, and we got it raised to a second degree murder. Yeah. And maybe that's Jay-Z's role. Maybe he doesn't have to say anything. Yeah. You feel me? People's like, oh, where's X, Y, Z? Why they not saying anything?
It's probably better that a lot of people just be quiet in a way, because a lot of them really aren't intelligent on, you know what I'm saying? They don't know what's really going on. It's better than just be quiet than to say something dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I think on the different sides of it, like if you're gonna be out there in the trenches, be out there in the trenches, speak your mind, let the platform be known. Facts. And if you're gonna give money behind the scenes, just make sure that money goes to the right people, goes to the people who are gonna use that money to the benefit of the black community, not somebody who's just gonna have it, mess around with it, and it's not gonna benefit us at all. Make sure you know where your money's going. It's going to the right people. Yeah. Going to the right protesters, the right activists that we're gonna actually get something done.
Yeah. And watch out for the fake GoFundMes.
Yeah, that's big at this time.
The only GoFundMe I donated to was the one for Breonna Taylor that her sister made.
Okay. Yeah.
I didn't donate to any, and maybe I could be wrong. Maybe there are other ones made for her that could go to her family. I'm not going to discredit that, but I know for a fact if I donated to her sister that it went to her family. And who cares if they raised $3 million? And of course, not all of it is going to go towards the funeral. Obviously, I'm not stupid. Yeah. But come on, man. You lost a woman in her sleep. You feel me? Yeah. And I know we talked about Ahmaud and Sean and Tamir Rice and Trayvon Martin and George and all that good stuff. But people really do forget about Sandra Bland.
Yeah.
People do forget about Breonna Taylor. You know what I'm saying? People forget about Eric Garner's wife.
Yeah.
Like people forget
and
about
daughter, right?
Yeah, his daughter too.
No, it is his daughter. I think the wife was, or is it both?
I think it's both. I could be wrong. If I'm wrong,
we need CJ.
If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But people forget about the black women who are also affected too. Like I know Tamir Rice died, but you gotta realize mother lost her son.
Yeah, for sure.
Trayvon's mom, she lost her son just feet away from her house.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And people forget about the black women. And I think, we sometimes need to slow down. And yeah, of course, black men are probably affected the most from police brutality. I don't think no one's going to deny that. But at the same time, you're getting caught in that message, you're getting lost in that message. We forget the black women who are there to support us. Sure. The first people that march with us be black women. Yeah. The first people to organize protests be black women.
Yeah.
Before we even do anything. Little Miss Flint is how old is she, like 13, 12, something like that? Raising money for Flint water. You feel me? Yeah. So I think we just need to be a little bit more inclusive. But that's just my little 2 cents.
Definitely.
About to wrap this up, man. But give me your final thoughts on just everything. How you feeling, mental health, anything you want to say, just before we wrap this up.
I think everyone just needs to be safe. If you're gonna do something, don't just talk about it, be about it. There's plenty of ways to get involved. Sign petitions, donate, peaceful protests,
vote.
Voting is very important. But for the most part, get involved. Don't just sit down. If you can spread information, the correct information, and bring awareness to it, that works too.
Dev.
Feel how you want to feel. Do what you do what you need to do. If you feel like you want to tear some shit up, like that's your prerogative. Because like you said, we're at the point where we don't know what's gonna work. So do whatever you need to do. I will implore everyone to be smart about what you're doing, be strategic about what you're doing, and for all the people that, like I said, if you need to take a break, if you need to, delete social media, if you need to just take a day to yourself, that's perfectly fine too. We won't think any less of you for doing that, because at the end of the day, you need to protect number one. Because if you're not 100%, then you can't be 100% towards this movement. So that's my advice to everyone.
Me.
Black Lives Matter. I know it's a rough time that we in, but all police officers are not bad.
Smooth.
I just want to say to all my black and brown people, my community, I'm with you 100%. I love y'all. I feel everything. Shit, I'm with you. We going through this together. Whatever you do out there, if you're out there in them trenches, I want you to just be smart, be safe, and take care of one another. And to all the officers, this is something I learned a long time ago. Doing law enforcement, at times we all get aggravated. But at the end of the day, as an officer, you have to have a different level of discipline than the average Joe. Because believe it or not, it's people out there that look up to you, and they look to you to protect them. So with that comes a lot of responsibility. So don't abuse your power and your authority. Black Lives Matter.
Devin Mann.
Just a couple points, just to kind of put everyone what they said into perspective. What Rio said, go out and vote. The biggest thing that you can do in your community is vote for your district and local people who are on their ballot, right? Vote for your senator, vote for your House of Representatives, vote for people, your district attorney, vote for people that you know will affect your community, right? Second thing, we got Juneteenth coming up. Like I said earlier, come out and celebrate with us. Or if you can't celebrate with us, go out and celebrate being black on June 19th all day. Part of the day, maybe if you get off work, go out, celebrate being black, do that. And then for anyone who wants to do a peaceful protest, we got one coming up on June 14th. Like we literally can't, like we're driving with the car going 90 miles per hour. Don't let up because you about to win. And then you race, you swim all the way through, you run all the way through, right?
Yeah.
Keep the foot on the pedal. Let's keep going until we get I'm talking about all of them. Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud, George, like all of them, till they all go get their sentence. And that's bare minimum. So let's keep consistent, people, all right?
And I want to finish off just saying justice for Ahmaud Arbery, justice for Sean Reed, justice for Breonna Taylor, justice for George Floyd. The most recent cases we're fighting for, and we're going to fight for it to the end till we see the results that we want to see. Unity, people. Consistency and unity will get us to the places we've never seen before. I honestly believe that, and I honestly feel like we can get there. Keep the fire burning, keep going, keep growing in our missions, keep growing in our statements, and support one another at the end of the day. Want to say another happy birthday to Breonna Taylor. All of these legacies will live forever.
Happy birthday.
Through us. All these legacies will live forever through us to the next generations, and so on and so forth. That's it for me, man. This is Man versus Maybe I'm Trippin', the first crossover. I wish it could have been on a more fun note, but it's always a time for everything. It's time for us to get serious and as all black men really discuss what's going on in our community. So Man versus Maybe I'm Trippin', man. Episode 4, Maybe I'm Trippin', episode 10, man. We out.